Hello everyone, welcome to AptiPlus Academy for Civil Services. This is a video on daily topic-wise news analysis where I'll be covering the news from the Hindu and Indian Express. So I'll be covering the most important news of the day, and additionally I'll be supplementing the news with some relevant information that can help you in prelims and mains examination. So let's get started with the topic first. Today is 23rd of March. The first topic is agreement on Kane-Betwa interlinking project. This is most important project for the states, basically from the Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. The second is draft plan for the district-wise export promotion. Now the government of India has taken a note for the promotion district-wise. Third is increasing interval between the 2 doses of COVID sheet. So exclusively for the COVID sheet, government is looking to increase the duration of the second doses. The second last topic is standing committee view on the vaccine in judiciary. जो खास करके वैकेंसीज हैं जुडिशरी में उसको किस तरह से क्या ओपिनियन है स्टैंडिंग कमिटीज़ की, और ये जितनी भी वैकेंसीज हैं उनको किस तरह से बेसिकली द गवर्नमेंट शुड बी लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू ओवरकम इट. नाउ RBI set panel for the new bank license. So they have given a recommendation. A panel has been suggested that a panel has been formed to suggest the view on particular things, right? Now, apart from this, there would be some MCQs question that will definitely going to help in the upcoming prelims examination. So make sure you watch this video till end so that you could practice some important questions. And before I begin, I would like to tell you that IS Gyan has started a CSC Prakhar. So this is especially an open mock test that will help you to get your preparation, right? So these are some of the important features of this Prakhar initiative and all India open mock test. Definitely a quality test that would ensure that to check the level of your preparation for the upcoming prelims examination. And the top 10 scorer will get free classes for the prelims express, that is exclusively for prelims examination, and 5 full length tests for the prelims, right? So make sure you participate. So participation is very easy. What you have to do, you have to just check the description section of this video where I provided a dedicated link. आप उस लिंक में जाएं और अपने आप को रजिस्टर करें ताकि आप इस टेस्ट में पार्टिसिपेट कर सके अपने आप को रजिस्टर करने के बाद. So make sure you are registering yourself. Now moving with the news, like the first news is agreement on Kane-Betwa interlinking project. The news has been reported in Hindu, and it talks about the agreement between the Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh for the Kane-Betwa interlinking, right? So this is important for your general studies paper 3 in the conservation, environment, pollution and degradation, and EIA, that is environmental impact assessment. So the government of Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh have signed the agreement, जहाँ पे दोनों गवर्नमेंट ने ये कोशिश की है कि जो लॉन्ग स्टाइल्ड प्रोजेक्ट थी केन-बेतवा की उसको एक रेजोल्यूशन की तरफ लेके आया जाए. दिस वाज द कंट्रोवर्शियल प्रोजेक्ट between the Ken and the Betwa river. Now the completion of this project would aid the irrigated water deficient Bundelkhand, और ये एक ऐसी प्रोजेक्ट है जिसमें बुंदेलखंड रीजन को सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पैक्ट हो सकता है, बिकॉज बुंदेलखंड इज अ वाटर डेफिसिट रीजन, राइट, दैट स्प्रेड अक्रॉस बोथ स्टेट प्रोवाइडेड इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, राइट. So map work again is here very important, because in the prelims examination if something with regards to national park or river is important, they definitely ask a question pertaining to the map work. So if you go in the detail of the map, this is a map. So this is how Uttar Pradesh is located here, and if you can see, this is the Betwa region in the Madhya Pradesh, and this is the exact Kane-Betwa link. You can see this is a Kane-Betwa link. It's a Lalitpur district and Chhatarpur districts, right? So this is how the project is going, and this is why it is being called as a most important part for the Bundelkhand region. Now some constitutional provisions that are involved, because if you're discussing, this is an additional information that I wanted to share with you. So Article 262(1) calls for the constitutions deal with the adjudicating of the interstate water dispute. If any interstate water dispute arises, so the constitution has a provision under 262 that it can call for the adjudications. Now Article 262 holds neither the Supreme Court nor any court shall exercise the jurisdiction in respect of inter-water dispute. So a question from prelims examination perspective on your polity part can again be important here, right? Now, water being the state subject, water is a state subject that require a mutual water sharing agreement between the two recipients states, right? So it called for the more involvement of the state government rather than involving center or the Supreme Court. Now several obstacles in the project, अगर केन बेतवा प्रोजेक्ट की बात करें तो बहुत सारे important obstacles थे. The first is partly submerged of the Panna Tiger Reserve, which is located in Madhya Pradesh, and it affects the habitat of the vulture and jackals, right? Now the other part, जो protest चल रही है, it was finally cleared by the apex wildlife regulator, that is National Board of Wildlife in 2016. सो जो नेशनल बोर्ड ऑफ वाइल्ड लाइफ उन्होंने कुछ क्लैरिफिकेशंस दी थी इस प्रोजेक्ट को लेकर के, बट स्टिल द कंक्लूजन वाज नॉट देयर फ्रॉम द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, दैट इज मध्य प्रदेश एंड उत्तर प्रदेश. Now the state were unable to come to an agreement on the how water sharing would start, particularly on the non-monsoon month. So now they're looking forward to come to a conclusion where this resolution should be given at the earliest, so that the Bundelkhand region and the Uttar Pradesh, which is a water deficient region, can have an ample water supply. Now, what is the aim of this project? If you talk about the aim, the rationale behind this project involved transferring of surplus water from Ken River. I've told you the location. Go to the map work. Ken, which is located in the Madhya Pradesh, and Betwa, which is located in Uttar Pradesh, right? So this is how the irrigation of 3.64 lakh hectare would be there in the Bundelkhand region. If you want, I can show you map again. See, this is the Betwa River, and this is the Ken River, right? So if you want, you can take the screenshot of it, which can help you to, if you're reading other day, you will be able to recollect the points. So make sure you're taking the screenshot of this images. Now coming to the details, talking about the details and the benefits. So the project involved building 77-meter tall and 2-kilometer wide Dhauladhar Dam, which is located in 270 kilometers of the canal. Now the project was conceived in two distinct phases, but now learned to be combined. And the influences है scheme की, that is again funded by the central government. The government is funding both state government will also be contributing in that as well. Now, what are the benefits of interlinking that particular river? Ken Betwa की जो interlinking है, उसके क्या-क्या benefits हो सकते हैं? The first is it will enhance the water and food security. Proper utilization of water would be there, dedicated to the Bundelkhand region. Third is will boost agriculture. Again, the adjoining area would be given boost by the agricultures. Fourth, it would help in the disaster management. And last would be boost to transportation. So these are some of the important benefits of interlinking the river of Ken Betwa. So if you're writing this in mains paper, make sure you incorporate all these important points. Now coming to the other news, that is draft plan for the district-wise export promotion. So this is important for your general studies paper 2, government policies and intervention for the development in various sectors. So recently the union government has drafted and finalized a district-wise export promotion. So this was for 451 district जो government ने decide किया है. Actually the vision was of the Prime Minister where he called from the speech during the जो Red Fort में उन्होंने speech दिया था. उसमें he said like government need to work on the promotions, right? So the identification of the export जो potential districts हैं 725 district has been taken place, right? So this is for the Independence Day speech which Prime Minister has called that हर districts में एक export promotion council होने की जरूरत है. Now export ranking index would also be incorporated. So the government is aiming to double digit the export growth by 500 district in 3 to 5 years. अभी initially government ने start किया, but they would be targeting somewhere close to 500 district in India. और जो कॉमर्स मिनिस्ट्री है, डेडिकेटेड नोडल मिनिस्ट्री, वो उन्होंने स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से ये पूछा है कि आप एक एनुअल रैंकिंग इंडेक्स बनाइए वेयर द डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑफ द एक्सपोर्ट कम्पिटिटिवनेस विद द असिस्टेंस ऑफ DGFT, दैट इज डायरेक्टर जनरल ऑफ फॉरेन ट्रेड के असिस्टेंस से इस तरह की इंडेक्स क्रिएट की जाएगी जो कि हेल्प करेगी सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट को रैंकिंग करने में. Now the district specific performance involve states जहाँ पे कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ों को आइडेंटिफाई किया जाएगा, पोटेंशियल एक्सपोर्ट सेक्टर्स को, और जो लॉजिस्टिक बॉटलनेक्स है दैट वुड बी फिक्स्ड, राइट? सो एज आई टोल्ड यू, इट वाज अ प्राइम मिनिस्टर विजन फ्रॉम द इंडिपेंडेंस डे स्पीच इन 2019 itself. सो ये पॉइंट जो है ये काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है आपके प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से. Now, state and district export promotion committee would also be there. So in each district there would be a promotion committees. So initially जो products and services हैं export potential है सारे districts में identify की जाएगी और उसको बाद में एक proper institutional mechanism के तरीके से so the state and district export promotion committees would be created, right? So this would be also known as SEPC, right? So this is district, state and district export promotion committees, right? तो ये जो कमिटीज होंगे जो ड्राफ्ट लेजिस्लेशन प्रेजेंट में है दैट कॉल फॉर द प्रिपरेशन ऑफ डीजीएफटी अथॉरिटीज इन 451 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स. सो दे वुड बी हैविंग अ प्रॉपर कोऑर्डिनेशन विद द डीजीएफटी एज वेल, डायरेक्टर जनरल ऑफ फॉरेन ट्रेड. नाउ the product services with the export potential have identified in 725 districts across the country, which include agriculture, टॉय क्लस्टर्स, जीआई प्रोड्यूस इन द डिस्ट्रिक्ट. बिकॉज बहुत सारे ऐसे इंपॉर्टेंट डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स हैं इंडिया में जिसकी अपने आप में जीआई इंडिकेशन बहुत हाई है, बहुत ज़्यादा डिमांड है फॉरेन कंट्रीज में भी, राइट? टॉय क्लस्टर्स विच प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैज सेड it has a lot of it can contribute a lot to the GDP and the GI products, right? That include agriculture as well. It is not does not necessarily that हर GI agriculture हो, but mostly GI relates to the agriculture produce. Now, increasing interval between the two doses of the COVID sheet. So after the conversation and the consultation by the government with the expert, they are of the opinion कि जो interval है उसको बढ़ाने की ज़रूरत है. So this is important for your general studies paper 2 issues related to development and management of health. Now the recent decision जो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट है उन्होंने स्टेट गवर्नमेंट और यूनियन टेरिटरीज को ये कहा है कि आप जो ड्यूरेशन है you should increase that interval between the doses. Initially for the first dose and the second dose the interval was 4 weeks, right? So 4 weeks initially रखी गई थी, but now the government is looking to increase this with 8 weeks, right? Now this would be increased to 8 weeks. Initially it was 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. Now it has been said by the expert कि जो साइंटिफिक एविडेंस है उससे ये एविडेंट है कि जो टाइम गैप है जो बढ़ती है सो परफॉर्मेंस अच्छी होती है वैक्सीन की. इट अपीयर्स दैट द प्रोटेक्शन इज एनहांस्ड इफ द सेकंड डोज ऑफ द कोविशील्ड इज एडमिनिस्टर्ड बिटवीन 6 to 8 weeks. सो गवर्नमेंट taking its all precaution and they're looking forward for 8 fixed doses between the first and second vaccine. So Ministry of Health ने इस इंटरवल के बारे में ऑलरेडी कहा है कि this would be only applicable to the Covishield. और एक एडवाइजरी एक्सपर्ट कमेटी ग्रुप बनाई गई थी, इट्स नोन एज नेशनल टेक्निकल एडवाइजरी ग्रुप ऑन इम्यूनाइजेशन, एंड दे हैव स्टडीज दैट विद द नेशनल एक्सपर्ट ग्रुप ऑन वैक्सीन एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, जो कि इस तरह की मीटिंग में 20th मीटिंग थी इस बार. दे हैव फाइनली गिवन देयर रिजल्ट एंड कंक्लूजन. Now, there would be no change in the co-vaccine, only and only Covishield is the vaccine for which the government is asking for 8 weeks and no other vaccine. And co-vaccine जिस तरह से चल रही है उसको उसी 4 से 6 week के interval में use कर सकते हैं, right? So the health secretary has urged the state and union territories to instruct the official, जो भी concerned officials हैं district में, वो इस प्रोग्राम को वापस से देखें और जो रेसिपेंट्स हैं कोविशील्ड वैक्सीन को उनको वो इंश्योर करें कि जो रिवाइज इंटरवल है उसको वापस से अधेरेंस की जाए और उसको स्ट्रिक्टली फॉलो की जाए सो दैट दे कैन हैव अ हायर लेवल ऑफ इम्यूनिटी. नाउ स्टैंडिंग कमिटी व्यू ऑन द वैकेंसीज इन द जुडिशरी. So how the judiciary vacancy is impacting the performances, और standing committee ने क्या report दी है. This can be a very possible question in your mains examination, so make sure you understand it well. Important for the general studies paper 2, you can precisely call it general studies paper 2, for structure, organization and functioning of executive and judiciary. Now recently a report was tabled by the standing committee, जहाँ पे मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ लॉ एंड जस्टिस की तरफ से जो स्टैंडिंग कमेटी है उन्होंने कहा था कि जो जुडिशियल अपॉइंटमेंट में है हाई कोर्ट में उसको लेकर के बहुत सारे इंपॉर्टेंट कंसर्न्स हैं. Now the parliamentary standing committee has taken a note and they have identified the right issues, right? So according to the parliamentary standing committee, a deeper conversation is required regarding the strength and composition of judiciary, which is a long overdue. So we are talking mostly with regards to the High Court. Now the standing committee has instructed the department to request the stakeholders, including the High Court, to the collegium to expedite the appointment process. तो जो appointment process है उसमें और जल्दी लाने की, तेजी लाने की बात कही गई है from the parliamentary standing committee on Ministry of Law and Justice. नाउ वैकेंट पोस्ट की अगर बात करें हाई कोर्ट में, सो करेंटली द स्ट्रेंथ इज 1080 of all the high court and the only judges is 661, which amount 419 judges are still vacant in the country. और ये जो vacant post है that is somewhere close to 39%. So this is close to 39% vacancy which is there in the high court in India. So we're precisely talking about the high courts. So despite this, the Department of Justice अपने मंथली स्टैटिक्स में सारी चीज़ों को रिपोर्ट करती आई है, बट स्टिल नो कंक्रीट एक्शन हैज़ बिन टेकन. नाउ इफ टॉक अबाउट द वैकेंसीज विच इज देयर इन द हाई कोर्ट, 211 रिकमेंडेशन येट टू बी रिसीव्ड फ्रॉम द हाई कोर्ट कॉलेजियम. अभी रिकमेंडेशंस आनी है कॉलेजियम की तरफ से, देन द फाइनल प्रोसीजर विल टेक प्लेस, बिकॉज इट्स अ कमर्शियल प्रोसेस, बहुत ही लेंदी प्रोसेस होती है, अलग अलग स्टेज में चीज़ों को फिल्टर किया जाता है, देन अ फाइनल जज इज बीइंग अपॉइंटेड इन द हाई कोर्ट, राइट? So the standing committee has instructed the department to request all stakeholders in the High Court and Collegium to expedite the appointment processes. Now, किस तरह से appointment process काम करती है? This is again important for your polity section as well. If you are in polity in the prelims examination, it is important there as well. So जो appointment है, that is governed by the Article 217 of the Constitution. और यहाँ पे चीफ जस्टिस जो है, दैट इज इट इज इनिशिएटेड बाय द चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ द कंसर्न्ड हाई कोर्ट हु रिकमेंड द नॉमिनी टू द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. तो जो CGI होते हैं स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के, खास करके स्टेट हाई कोर्ट के, वो रिकमेंड करते हैं स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को. नाउ ये जो प्रोसेस है दैट इज बिगिनिंग 6 months प्रायर ऑन द करेंट वैकेंसी. अगर किसी स्टेट में, किसी हाई कोर्ट में अगर वैकेंसी है अगर किसी जजेस की, तो इस प्रोसेस को 6 months पहले प्रायर इन्फॉर्म करना होता है, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को देना होता है, राइट? And after that, it appears that the data released by the standing committee, some vacancies were as old as 2015. From 2015 onwards, some high court have not taken this procedures of 6 months, और अभी तक वहाँ पे चीजें pending है. So the state government then sent the recommendations to the law ministry, which sent it to the Supreme Court Collegium. So you can see the procedures. First they would identify, they would report to the state government के बाद state government जो है recommendation देगी यूनियन लॉ मिनिस्ट्री को, यूनियन लॉ मिनिस्ट्री जो है बाद में सुप्रीम कोर्ट को फाइनली भेजती है टू डिसाइड कॉलेजियम, और उनके बाद अपॉइंटमेंट की जाती है, राइट? सो इट्स अ लॉन्ग प्रोसेस, इट्स अ कमर्शियल प्रोसेस विच डेफिनेटली इम्पैक्टिंग द जुडिशरी इन द कंट्री. तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट का क्या स्टैंड है इस पर? सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ये नोट लिया कि डेफिनेटली मॉनिटरिंग ऑफ द वैकेंसी इन द डिस्ट्रिक्ट जुडिशरी इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, and it has prescribed the time for selection of the judges at the state level, right? इन्होंने अपने एक जजमेंट में भी कहा था, जो मलिक मज़ार सुल्तान वर्सेस यूपी पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन 2016 के जजमेंट, they have categorically said it. And in 2018 सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने सुओ मोटो कॉग्निजेंस लिया था, जो कि डिस्ट्रिक्ट जुडिशरी में वैकेंसी खाली हैं उनको ध्यान में रखते हैं. They asked the status of the judiciary vaccine and physical infrastructure of the state to be monitoring in the selections, right? So definitely Supreme Court is taking its best effort, but जो हमारी hierarchy है judiciary की, that is too lengthy and that is too intricated कि यहाँ पे independently कोई functions नहीं कर पाते. Now what is the way forward? Standing committee ने अपने recommendations में कहा कि Department of Justice हैं, they need to submit and consider the view of the higher judiciary, and the standing committee has identified the right how the deeper conversation norms would strengthen the composition of the long overdue, right? So this is the time that government need to take action, because स्टेट गवर्नमेंट इनिशिएट करेगी, वो यूनियन लॉ मिनिस्ट्री को भेजेगी, यूनियन लॉ मिनिस्ट्री वापस से सुप्रीम कोर्ट के कॉलेजियम को सेंड करेगी. सो डेफिनेटली वी नीड टू एक्सपीडिएट दिस प्रोसेस सो दैट द अर्लीस्ट वैकेंसी कैन बी ओवरकम, और उसमें जो भी वैकेंसीज खाली एम्प्टी हैं उनको फुलफिल किया जा सके. नाउ RBI set panel for the new banking license. So in a decision to regulate the banking license, RBI has set a panel. So this can be again important for the prelims examination also, and if you're writing मेंस, वहाँ पे भी आप इस तरह के पॉइंट्स को इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं. सो दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर योर जनरल स्टडीज पेपर 3, इश्यूज रिलेटेड टू इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ. Recently, the Reserve Bank of India has set up the 5-member standing external advisory committee, which would be headed by the RBI Deputy Governor Shyamala Gopinath, right? And what they would be doing, what this committee would be meant for, this would be evaluating the applications for the universal bank and small bank finances licenses. So this advisory committee would be dedicatedly looking into this work. ना मेंबर्स की अगर बात करें पैनल्स की, बिकॉज इफ अ क्वेश्चन इज बीइंग आस्क्ड यू नीड टू नो कौन कौन से मेंबर में पैनल में मेंबर्स हैं. So that includes the Standing Advisory Committee include RBI Central Board Director, National Payment Corporation of India जो NPCI है उसके चेयरमैन, former Canara Bank चेयरमैन एंड फॉर्मर चेयरमैन ऑफ द PFRA जो पेंशन फंड रेगुलेटरी डेवलपमेंट अथॉरिटी है उसके चेयरमैन इन बोर्ड के एक्सटर्नल एडवाइजरी जो कमिटी है उसके मेंबर्स होंगे. And the Standing Advisory Committee is also known as SEAC that comprises of eminent person working in the banking financial sector. जो भी relevant area के लोग होंगे that would be only taken as a part of the members, right? तो external खास करके जो Standing External Advisory Committee है, this is a powerful body that is looking for the banking licenses. और जो tenure होगी इस SEAC की that is only for 3 years. So ये भी point आप ध्यान रखें because this is important. Now suggestions from the working group ने कुछ suggestions दिए थे. So they said last year ही उन्होंने कहा था कि बहुत सारी overhaul policies जो है प्राइवेट बैंकों की उसको कंसिडर करने की ज़रूरत है ताकि जो फ्लोट मार्केट इंडिया में हो रही है एक सूटेबल अमेंडमेंट के साथ बैंकिंग को रेगुलेट किया जा सके. एंड ऑल्दो सेवरल लार्ज कॉर्पोरेट हाउसेज हैव बीन अप्लाइड फॉर द बैंकिंग लाइसेंस इन द पास्ट एंड रेगुलेटर हैज़ रिजेक्टेड द प्रपोजल. सो दे वांट कि अगर इतना ज़्यादा भी रेगुलेटरी अप्रूवल दे दी गई कुछ प्राइवेट फर्म्स को, कॉर्पोरेट हाउसेस को, तो बैंकिंग को फिर रेगुलेट करना मुश्किल होगा, राइट. सो दे वांट कि एक स्ट्रिक्ट एडहेरेंस या फिर जो क्लॉजेज हैं, जो कमिटमेंट्स हैं, जो प्रोसीजर्स हैं, उनको फॉलो करके ही बैंकिंग की लाइसेंस देने की जरूरत है. नॉन ऑपरेटिव फाइनेंशियल होल्डिंग कंपनीज की बात की गई है. सो NOFHC this would be mandatory in case of promoting an individual standalone. अगर कंपनी है कोई स्टैंड अलोन कंपनी होगी वहाँ पे ये चीज़ों की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी. एंड द प्रमोटर्स ऑफ द NOF should have a minimum 40% in the paid up voting equity, right? So these are some of the technical issues. I mean कुछ technical terms हैं तो आपको इतनी ज़्यादा समझने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. आप बस याद रखना कि अगर परसेंटेज पूछी जाए तो this is 40% and the promoter of the shareholder company shall be brought down to the 15% within a period of 15 years from the date of the commencement of the business plan, right? Initially 40% के साथ start करेंगे but they would be sticking to only 15% after 15 years, right? Now coming to the MCQs question of the day. The first question with regards to the World Sustainable Development Summit 2021, consider the following statement. This is an annual flagship summit organized by the Greenpeace, and the theme for 2021 summit was redefining our common future, safe and secure environment for all. So what you have to do, you have to just choose the correct option and let us know in the comment section down below. So participate, write your answer in the comment section. Second question, consider the following statement about Saksham, that is Shramik Shakti Manch. It is a dynamic portal for the job mapping skill by MSME and other industry across the country, and the portal uses the algorithm and artificial intelligence tool to provide the skill training to the Shramiks. So again you have to choose the correct statement. You must have read this type of article and we had a discussion also. तो ये आपके लिए easy है, रिविजन मोड में आप चल रहे हैं अभी, तो प्रैक्टिस करें ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्वेश्चंस की, अपने आंसर को कमेंट सेक्शन में लिख करके ज़रूर बताएं. And if you are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Aptiplex Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. And if you like this video, if you find this video helpful, do not forget to give thumbs up. If you have any other concern, do let us know. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much for listening.